welcome to the Bowl Show. All thanks to Bowls Australia and powered by Tripadeal. Roll into your next bucket list holiday today with Tripadeal. We roll on with our coverage of the 2025 Australian Open, as today we cover the first of the two fours matches we'll watch on the Bowl Show. And today it's the action-packed women's fours final. As I welcome in Val Febbo. Val, there was almost too much great Australian talent on the green for this match.
There was way too much. You didn't know where to look. All 8 combatants have done something on the national or international stage. It was ridiculous what we had out there, and I'm really looking forward to everybody seeing this final because the quality was there for all to see. We'll
get to that shortly, our action-packed women's fours final. But of course, we wouldn't be here without Aero and their Actuality logo. Personalise your set of Aero bowls with any logo you wish. Aero's patented process prints onto your bowl permanently in full colour, so be sure to visit Aero Bowls and get your hands on these premium bowls. Let's open with some news from across the bowls world. And this is all thanks to OMF. Better sleep, better performance every match, every day. And as the high-performance bowls world prepares for a massive campaign in Glasgow for the 2026 Commonwealth Games next year, the team that will head to Scotland this September for an early look at next year's hunting ground has been announced. And Val, there are plenty of current and former Jackaroos listed to head over for this tour. But can you tell us a bit more about some of the goals that they'll be aiming to try and glean from this trip over to Glasgow?
Yeah, this is a really important tour for the right-at-home Jackaroos. So essentially, all of the open players, plus one emerging female Jackaroo that'll be chosen after the National Development Series, will be heading over to Scotland, plus 6 paras and 2 vision impaired, plus their directors. So a squad of 30, I believe. Yes, 30. My maths is good enough, but this is really important because essentially what they're going to do is suss out the conditions in Scotland. It's going to be indoor, where the conditions are very different to the indoor greens that we get here. They're generally a lot more true in terms of the way that the carpet runs. So very, very different. And they'll use some different bowls, try and assess the conditions. And of course, there's going to be a few debutants as well. So the likes of Nick Carl, Nathan Black, Cass Millerick, Kane Nelson, and plenty others are going to be making their international debut. So it's really, really wonderful to see. And I think Brianna Smith is another one of those as well that'll be making her international debut. So great for those Jackaroos, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it pans out because this is so important for the preparation for Glasgow. Very different to what it's going to be, what it was in Birmingham. Less spots on the line, so all of these performances matter. Yep,
and obviously the Com Games being the absolute pinnacle of bowls on the world stage, so understandably a lot of the most elite Jackaroos are heading over there in that greater squad.
Yeah, it is, and this is our showpiece event for this sport because it's the only real chance that bowls gets to perform with other Australian athletes. So, you see at the Olympics, obviously we're not there yet. Hopefully we do get there eventually, but, the Jackaroos get a chance to be part of that wider Australian community and team. Yeah. Whereas the World Championships, it's literally just the Australian bowlers. So, World Champs, again, a showpiece event, but the Commonwealth Games is something else, and we've seen some of the greatest bowls movements achieved at a Commonwealth Games. And of course, 3 years ago, it was Ellen Fife and Christina Christic with that last bowl thriller in the extra end against England. And we want to replicate that. We want to continue to showcase the sport on the national stage and provide moments like that. And this is the perfect springboard to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. A very important trip ahead of the Glasgow Games, heading over in this September indeed. As we move on, it's time for Have You Heard? All thanks to Audica. Be hearing healthy with Audica. What have you brought to the table for us this week, Val?
So do you know how old bowls turned a couple of weeks ago?
What was that, sorry?
180 years old.
180, the sport turned?
Yep.
Wow.
180. So there was a function in Tasmania at Government House held by the Governor of Tasmania to celebrate 18 decades. It's quite amazing. Yeah. This sport just continues to grow, and it is part of the fabric and backbone of the Australian community, and it's great to see that the celebrations took place. There's some great photos, a wonderful variety of people were there, and really, really awesome, and hopefully here's to the next 180.
All right, let's get stuck into today's feature match on the Bowl Show, and it's the thrilling women's fours final, and this match is absolutely chock full of talent. Val, you called the match. Take us through the lineups, all thanks to Right at Home, the Right Care Right at Home, Australia's premier in-home care provider.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where to look here, Jordan, because both teams are stacked. We've got Olivia Cartwright, Rebecca Lord, Lara Butler and Chloe Stewart. Very good team. Olivia, Chloe and Lara actually won the title 2 years ago with Caitlin Inch in their team. So coming in is Beck Lord, who's a great story in her own right. You'll hear it on the coverage. But then against them, 33 Australian Open titles between this quartet. Anne Johns, Rebecca Van Ash, Lindsay Clark and Kelsey Cottrell. Linny and Kelsey, they've got an alarming number of titles between them. They're both into double figures. Can they add one more? Who knows?
8 of the absolute best on the greens. Our coverage of the women's fours final at the 2025 Australian Open begins right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Tripadeal. Roll into your next bucket list holiday today with Tripadeal. We're here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club for the women's fours final at the 2025 Australian Open. Let's crack into the action.
Chloe, her squad has had a really difficult run because in the second round, so we've gone from the sectional rounds to a round of 64, so they won that 17-7. But then they've had to play skips in the form of Colleen Orr, Ziti Zalina Ahmad, Lisa Featherby and Dawn Heyman, and they've come through all of them. One of them against Colleen Orr, very close, 16-14. But then 18-9 against Lena, 15-11 against Lisa, and 14-7 against that of Dawn Heyman, which is a pretty decent run through.
Yeah, that's it's just, I mean, generally when you're getting to those last 16, I talk about it like a poker tournament. You might get a few volatile players knock out some really good players early on in the piece, and that's sort of a little bit of luck value that you get in these tournaments. But generally, when you get to the final table of a poker event, they're all really good players, aren't they? So, it's no different in this tournament. When you're getting into those, the round of 16 and quarterfinals, you're not really getting, anybody who's playing those sort of volatile games. You're getting guys that really don't make a lot of mistakes and playing really well, So, it's not an easy road, that's for sure, that they've come through.
It's certainly not. And this is Rebecca Lord on the mat, and her first Australian Open since 2023. She's a two-time fours semi-final, so that was Lara Butler, I apologise, but Rebecca Lord was on the mat before, and it's her first AO since 2023. Two-time fours semi-finalists with Kate Argent-Bowden, Grace Maloney and Sophie Kurzman, so she'll be desperate to go a couple better and take this title. We'll talk more about her in the next end because it really is a brilliant story. And
actually, I was out watching the under-18 girls yesterday. I do a little bit of coaching out there with Mia Haylock, and just watching all the deliveries, and it's nice to be made out of rubber band, but they're also so smooth and really great connection with their timing and sequencing, and I think it was encouraging to see just how well they were all getting the bowl away yesterday. So I think the game's in good hands with techniques like that.
Here is Olivia Cartwright into the singles final for the first time in her career, enjoying a real purple patch. Turned 21 this week, and I don't think her performances at the AO will go down as a poor gift for her 21st birthday.
No, not at all. A bit of icing on the cake here, I think, if they can salute today. So Kelsey's team just finding a nice little position here early. A couple just behind the jack, and a couple in waiting as well. Chloe Stewart still having the deepest bowl on the rink. Olivia down on the backhand again. We're just looking for a yard on her last. She's got a nice little bowl to land on there, and she's coming very close to the jack. She's got it right in the middle and trailed it beautifully 2 feet to hold one. Sounds like Kelsey was asking for a few feet of weight here from Beck as well, just arriving through the front bowls, and it looks like she's just a little bit tight there and got caught up on her own. All right, so we got Chloe down on the forehand, just looking to probably get at least a third shot here. I think if she's getting a third shot, she's a chance to actually add, but great line, just a metre short, and again, that might just be players sort of settling into the rink and just finding, you know, that it's not quite sort of freed up just yet. The sun is basically on all of the rink now. Chloe down the backhand side, good weight, going to keep her bowl for a respot there on the tee. So obviously Jack out of bounds is respotted on the centre line tee, 2 metre mark.
15 ends is what we're playing to this morning. No time limit, so they can go as long as they want.
Chloe's around the pack there and drawing in nicely. This is a third shot, and yeah, pretty good position there as well. Some really good communication, and there's so much trust between these girls. Oh, what a great shot.
Kelsey Cottrell, it stays in bounds in the ditch, and they are holding one at the conclusion of it.
We're going to take a quick break here on the Bowl Show, but stick around for more action on the other side. Welcome back to the Bowl Show. All thanks to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise, and Aero Bowls. Let's get back into the Bowls action.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that tussle as well today. Damien Delgado. Yeah, one of my faves. I played a bit with him at the district sides just gone, and
he's a ripper.
Oh, he played amazing. Yeah.
And that's coming up after a little later on. I think 11:45 scheduled time, and he'll take on Chris Flavel, his Commonwealth Games teammate from 2022. They won a silver medal together in Birmingham. One will take home gold today.
Nice start there again from Lindsay. This will just be looking to apply more and more pressure now. Kelsey Cottrell's team. That last end really set up by Beck's little trail shot there on the backhand. You know, putting a lot of blue disc bowls around it, and you know, it's low-hanging fruit for Kelsey just to pick off a bowl that's sitting out like Chloe's was on that last end. You see Lindsay again. Yep, another good shot in there.
Really heaping that pressure on Beck this morning. On the backhand is Rebecca Lord, playing in the east-west direction on green one. We don't usually play in this direction as much in tournament play. It's generally the north-south. It's something a little bit different that you have to deal with. Of course, these greens on Broadbeach are immaculate. Here is Anne Johns, the 8-time champion. 3 in the fours, 1 in the singles, 1 in the pairs, and 3 in the triples. It's very rare that you see players with the full set of 4.
Yeah.
And 3 of them in this team have got them.
Another good shot, just a foot short of the jack there, those 3 bowls. They are the 3 nearest for now. Butler's got a lovely line around this, just needs to get down to the jack. A great shot. Yep.
If you pardon the pun, but the Butler delivers.
Oh, well played, Val. You've been sitting on that for a little while, haven't you?
No, we called Blake Butler on this very green the other day,
right.
And I dropped it there too. It's too good not to. When it's there, when it's low-hanging fruit, take the opportunity. And she took it.
Silver service for...
Very nice, Matthew. Lara's form on the Gold Coast over the last couple of years, we spoke about her AO titles, but it extends back to 2023 as she's in after this. So let's have a look at where this lands.
She's getting around the front again, and she's got lovely weight at 2 very, very good bowls.
Have a look at that. A at the World Bowls Championships, she was able to make the singles quarterfinals representing Switzerland. So her father is of Swiss heritage. She's got the passport, so represented Swiss bowls and lost to Ellen Fife in the quarters.
He's gone and drawn 2 shots and absolutely, turned this end on its head. And really shown that it's possible as well for Olivia there. Played a lovely line and just struggling early days to find that speed, and it might even be, worth sort of saying, just for the next 2 or 3 ends, let's just make sure that, make something achievable and say, we got 4 feet past the jack, it's all your space. You can get in there and, you can really have an impact if that ball's dropping 4 feet short, you're right on it, aren't you? Yeah, it's not uncommon to sort of hand the reins over now and then, and especially if she's already been calling the first few bowls, to just say, "No, you keep calling the head. You're already creating a plan, so you just keep going, and then put me in at the end of it." Kelsey's bowl on the way on the forehand, and the girls are getting pretty interested in it. What a sensational bowl, Kelsey Cottrell.
Smooth delivery of Chloe Stewart. Well,
Chloe's girls are getting interested as
well. Don't mind
They want it to hang on. Oh, they are 2 super bowls back to back.
It is weight.
Just underneath.
So now the opportunity is here for Chloe Stewart.
She's got the blueprint. Can she repeat? She's showing a bit of interest.
So are the other 3.
Be asking it just to run a little bit. Just coming up a bit shy.
Still a fine effort to get that 3 back immediately. We are 4 all after 4. 4, 4 and 4.
Stick around for more action on the Bowl Show after the break. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to DrinkWise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise and Aero Bowls. Let's head back out to the rink.
Quite often when the skips are playing bowls like that, it just breeds a lot of confidence with the team underneath as well, and you might find they grow a leg or 2 here.
Still going end for end. Last bowl proving pivotal once more, as it does generally when you get to this sort of stage of a tournament.
Beck just maybe a little excited after seeing that last bowl from Chloe. She's gone through, but...
Well, it can be the adrenaline, and we've seen that a lot throughout the tournament. Someone will play a bowl, whether it's on your team or not, and you just get this rush of blood. And the ever-calm Clark.
I don't know. I think there's only one instance where I can actually say that I felt adrenaline playing lawn bowls. I'm pretty calm kind of character generally.
Can attest to that.
But yeah, it's definitely keeping... I think you've got to be wary of just keeping your heart rate in check. And it's funny, sometimes Aaron Sheriff and I sort of... I think even after the last AO singles final where he drew that shot to beat Cohen, game down, we had a little giggle. I said, what was your heart rate when you played that one, mate? And he said, about 58. But that's the kind of state you need to be in to be able to, produce in those moments. And
what was his heart rate yesterday, do you think?
No, I think he still would have been the same. You could just tell he's just willing to accept the outcome, but also willing to give his bowl every opportunity at having an impact. And he's
a genius.
He's the most confident guy in that spot. I think that's really what sets players apart. You know, everybody can play, as I said earlier in the piece, everyone can play the same shot. They can all play a draw shot to win a game, or they can all, you know, rake a bowl out or get the jack in the ditch or anything like that. The shots are the shots, but being able to produce it in each and every scenario is the thing that sets people apart. And, you know, sometimes the moment swallows people up, but Aaron tends to swallow up the moment.
And yesterday, I was so lucky to be in the commentary position for that clash between Aaron Sheriff and Cohen Lipton. It was a carbon copy of last year's final. Aaron Sheriff up in the checkout zone within an end of victory, 20-12. Cohen fights his way back to hold game, and he stepped up to the bank and didn't look at Aaron's last bowl, and he knew something was coming. And we chatted to Aaron afterwards. You can go back and watch it on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel, and Omar was shaking. He couldn't speak. The emotion, it all had sunk in at the end of it, and he was here this morning very relaxed, but a 7th Australian Open final, going for 4 in a row, something that we thought was never, ever going to be achievable or within the realms of possibility, and he's going for it.
Talk about the girls hogging some titles. God, Aaron.
6 singles.
Give somebody else a go, will you?
Yeah, 6 singles, going for 4 in a row in fields of 1,300 plus. You know, this is one of the greatest achievements if he can do it in the Australian sporting landscape. You know, we thought Rafael Nadal winning 14 French Opens, you know, he's only beating 127 other people. Omar's got over 1,000 to deal with.
It's his right, isn't it? It really is his right now, and you can just tell he's just hell-bent on not giving his scalp away. And, you know, it's probably what's really driving him now, is that he feels like he feels like he owns it, you know, so he's owned it for the last 4 years. He just doesn't want to give it away.
Nathan Wilson, the 2014 champion, is his next contender and the next challenger for the title. So the only other person to beat him this decade is Nathan's brother, Aaron. So can the Wilson brothers take the only scalp of Aaron Sheriff?
He's a dynamic player. Nathan Wilson, Dogger, as he's known to his mates. We've seen another very good shot going from Beck, and that's... You wouldn't back against her at the moment. The bowl away. She might need a little bit of help off the wing bowl here, just outside of that. Line was good. Probably just looking to drop 5 feet with her next.
Really big couple of bowls again. I feel like we've said that a lot, but they're down another number.
Kelsey trying to add to the pain, and she did a little bit there, I think.
I think that's in. It's close to it anyway.
Looks like 5 at the moment.
Clubby's last bowl of 5 here would be catastrophic.
She looks a little bit tighter for line. She might actually have sent that a little quicker too.
Alright, so now this is the move for Kelsey Cottrell, Lindsay Clark, Anne Johns and Rebecca Van Ash. The title would almost possibly be held on this bowl if she can add another one.
Well, it would make it very difficult.
9 last year for Kelly McErahan, where she drew a 5th.
She's got perfect weight for it and drawn in.
When it's N9 in 2025, that might just be the title winning end.
Yeah, it looks like 6. It's a big count. 6 will move them to 17, 9 shots in front.
Yep. And that's, more importantly, more than a full count ahead.
Yeah. It's confirmed 6 shots.
Wow.
So.
And
I'm
again,
going to say a little bit of a soft 6 there. The furthest bowl away, close to 1.5 meters, so I was a bit disappointed with, not being able to just get a couple of bowls in that area.
Stick around for more action on the Bowl Show after the break. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to DrinkWise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise and Aero Bowls. We now head back to our competitors on the green.
like Kelsey's backhand runners have been very good. Lindsay's leading has been superb. But the way that Chloe has gone to the rescue, I think I would agree with you that she's probably the most telling player out of the 8.
Oh, she certainly had the most impact. I mean, Kelsey's been playing probably the last 4 ends really with the defence mindset, which is the right way to play, obviously, when you're 9 shots in front. So, but Chloe sort of had no other option but to be aggressive and convert and try her best to convert. As we see Linny again just dropping on top of the jack.
And I think what is frustrating if you are the Stewart team is that they've won more ends than they've lost. They've actually headed to the mat winning more, but it's just the numbers that they've been dropping. Beck Lord, good start. Is this the concluding end, or do we have another twist in the tail? It's probably Lindsay's most wayward of the day. Been right on the money.
Here's Lara Butler trying to get down to this Lindsay Clark bowl and just outside it. Super weight. Land on that bowl, make a 3, drop him behind the jack. Might just see a few little nerves.
When you know it's so close, it's often so hard to close out.
Oh, bit of an unfortunate result there, getting the back edge. Both of Beck's bowls. Hard thing for Chloe here is, like, even though it looks really inviting to just go and sort of rake up there and land the bowl or get the jack, you still want to keep those good bowls in position and in the count as well, because you need the multiple numbers. Another good one around the head there, but conversely, the more and more that starts to build up, the more and more likely it is that blue team are just going to really reduce the target and whack it.
And Johns.
Oh, she's got a little back edge of the jack there.
And she's taken shot back. Increasingly difficult now. A 2 will win it here for the Cottrell combination. A 1 keeps it going to the 15th end, but it'll be an 8 pin that they need, which is very, very rare.
Still an opportunity here for Olivia on the backhand to get to that blue bowl, chip it out. She's just underplayed the line, yep. It's the right kind of shape to be looking for. And get that blue bowl away without the jack, easy enough. He's left holding 3. Beck Jack's right in the area again. She's popped that bowl over onto the jack now. So it's tucked in behind. Still looks like it might be 2 seconds. 2 seconds to Chloe's team. Try and pick the port and land that bowl for 3. Yep. Chloe indicating you get through the gap there with nice metre of weight. You can stay there for 3 shots. Starting to get interested in it. I think it needs to turn a little bit. She's promoted her own bowl there, or Beck's bowl.
Still the one to Team Blue.
Not sure she's made that much easier for Chloe to get to Lindsay's bowl there. Didn't quite hear the call, but looks like another bowl around in position. Around the back. Asking for it to run on a little bit. Applauding that, so it must be in a fairly good spot. Yep.
So will we be going one more end? A one here will send it there. Can Chloe Stewart come to the rescue once more?
Again, I think she's been, forced into playing this sort of little rumble shot on the forehand. Sort of stun and run kind of a shot. Looks like she wants it to turn. She's right in the area. Well,
Oh, she made one. Is it?
no, one down, I
Yeah.
think. Still one to the blue. Up and down, Beck says. I mean, realistically, Kelsey's got to be thinking about trying to produce a 3. Get it within 4, and you're in the game if you're trying to get a 4. I think 5 or 6 is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to get and a lot easier to defend. You can just get a bowl or 2 off the rink, and it's game over.
So all the tactics. So Chloe is going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat once more.
I think the only real way of getting a multiple here is going through on the forehand and getting one of Beck's bowls. I think it's the most adjacent to the jack. You see the overview there, yeah. If she can get the one that's not on the centre line, the one that's off the centre line, without getting the jack and through Lindsay Clark's shot bowl there, she can potentially make a 2. If her bowl hangs around, she can make a 3. I don't think there's any other real sort of angle to use if she wanted to play weight through a wing bowl or anything like that. A little bit of a Hail Mary shot, but I think we'll find she'll be playing that 6 to 8 feet on the forehand. No, she's backhand, so I reckon it'll be bigger weight.
Chloe Stewart.
They're all down having a look at it anyway. She's got that bowl. But she's got the jack as well.
Wow. And it's spilled out to one of Anne John's bowls. And Kelsey Cottrell will have an opportunity to draw and take an 11th Australian Open title.
She may not have to. I think they're having a look. Beck's bowl.
Oh, it's very close.
Didn't see the indication from Linny. No. So she's heading back to the mat.
I think tend to favour the ones that are jack high, even by these angles. Lindsay reckons they still might measure it, but they might not need to. They won it in 2014, the first time the fours was held at the Australian Open. They're on the verge of doing it again. On its way.
Certainly got to get a roll out of Beck's bowl here. That's over. Yep.
And it's an 11th title for Kelsey Cottrell and Lindsay Clark. An 8th for Anne Johns, a 9th for Anne Johns, a 6th for Beck Van Ash, a 37th combined, and a 3rd fours title as a grouping for this awesome foursome of Lindsay Clark, Anne Johns, Rebecca Van Ash. They take the fours title of the 2025 Australian Open. 23 shots to 14.
What a match that was. Join us on the other side of the break for the Bowl Show Awards. Back soon. Welcome back to the Bowl Show, all thanks to Tripadeal. Roll into your next bucket list holiday today with Tripadeal. And on from the start was the team of Cottrell, Clark, Van Ash and Johns. And Val, it proved why they are some of the best athletes Australia has in the sport of bowls. Decorated they are, an absolute reward for consistency.
37 Australian Open titles between the four of them. That is ridiculous. 11 each to Clark and Cottrell. They stand alone at the top of the tree. It's quite insane, the body of work that these four women have put together at this tournament, and it just goes to show they won the inaugural fours event back in 2014, and 11 years later they're still going, they're still winning it in 2025. It's quite astonishing, really. Amazing stuff. All right, let's get into the Bowl Show Awards and start to recap this match, beginning with the play of the day, all thanks to Titanium Caravans. Go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. What did you pick out as the play of the day? I had to give it to Chloe Stewart here. This was a really tough head to play to. They're down 4-1. Things are looking a bit difficult for them. You can see the interest here from Lara, Beck and Olivia. And look at how this bowl comes in. Got the weight perfect, got the line perfect. And that's not one, not two, but it's three, and it levels the scores. So that was a really important end early on for Chloe Stewart. What was the key moment of the match, all thanks to Drinkwise? You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. What did you pick out? Well, I called this the championship end, and this was N9. They're up by 3 here, Kels, Linny, Anne and Beck. And they're holding 4, so they're already holding a pretty big number at this stage, and all of a sudden Kelsey manages to get this one in, doesn't need to do too much with it, just has to play to that back bowl, and you know what, it's a 6. That is huge. It's very rare to get a score above 4 in fours because there are so many bowls on the rink, but this is just, a 6 is astronomical in an Australian Open final, and that was enough to deny the Orange squad the title, and it was all blue from there on. And of course, the player of the match, or the players of the match, all thanks to Tripadeal. Roll into your next bucket list holiday today with Tripadeal. Let's listen to what the championship winning team had to say post-match.
Kelsey and Linny, 11 for both of you. This is unbelievable. You're the most decorated players in this tournament in terms of titles won. What's going through your minds at the moment? We'll start with you, Kels.
Oh, just obviously very excited. Obviously very happy that these girls gave me an armchair ride. Like that was just pure domination. They played so good. There was a few tough moments there where we had to, grit our teeth and really dig deep and push ahead again, and we did. And just really happy that these girls played so good and made it so bloody easy for me.
And Linny, your lead leading today was superb. You were on it from the get-go. I'm not just saying that, ladies and gentlemen. It was very good. What was the key for you today? Because the green conditions did change. They were in the shadows, came to the sun. What was the key to just find the line the whole time?
Oh, look, I just love playing with these girls. So we've played in all different positions. I'll skip second. Everyone's had a bit of a go at everything. I just wanted to get them off to a good start, just enjoy the ride. They all play so well, so just trying to set up good heads. And yeah, we were probably a bit stiff a few ends. We couldn't score this way, and we did everything possible to score, but Kelso didn't have last bowl a few times. But yeah, just love this team so much. We've got such a rich history, and we might be making a trip to Wimbledon one day.
Who knows? Can I come? Well, hopefully I can. Yeah, hopefully I can. Beck, I know you hate odd numbers. You had 5. You've got 6 now. How much does it mean to you?
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a good stat. Thanks. Look, yeah, we're just really excited to get away with today. It's been a great tournament. We were the old girls out there that game as well. So, yeah, it was good to sort of wind back the clock. I think it's like 11 years since our first one together. So, yeah, it was really special.
Well, you were the inaugural champions in 2014, and now you've got 9 Australian Open titles. You're going to have to get one more to get to double figures. But how much does it mean to you? How much does it mean to you to take home yet another title, and especially 11 years after your first fours title with these girls?
Yeah, I'm just really happy because we always got on just so well together, and I just love playing with these girls. And even if we hadn't won today, it's still an awesome little 4. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Oh, Val, what a 4 they are.
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. You know, you're sort of standing in between them. You're like, you guys have done so much more than I have in the sporting arena, and they're all just such wonderful people. And even there, they made me feel like I was part of the team. You know, bringing me right in, and it was awesome. Hopefully, I do get to go to Wimbledon with them at some stage. But they were brilliant. They were on song from the get-go, and yeah, they well and truly deserve this title.
There we go, your women's fours champions. That's all we have time for today. Make sure to check out the entire Aeros Bowls collection, including their Actuality logo. Personalise your set of Aero Bowls with any logo you wish. Aeros patented process prints onto your bowl permanently in full colour. Just another record-breaking win in the books, Val, especially for Lindsay, who now becomes one of Australia's most decorated bowlers. Thank you again for being with us today, Val.
Yeah, Lindsay and Kelsey, they just continue to dominate. You know, they've won 11 Australian Open titles. Beck's won a lot now, and Anne Johns as well, 9. Like that's ridiculous what they've all put together. So really enjoyed watching them play. Thank you to you, Jordan. It was well done by you today.
Thank you very much.
You've just been dominant as per usual.
Oh, thank you. Actually, before we close, last week you asked me what my Tripadil dream location would be. What's yours?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've recently watching the Test series between Australia and the West Indies in the Caribbean. It's kind of piqued my interest. I wouldn't mind going to have a look over there at Barbados and Grenada, and St Kitts and Nevis I've heard is beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, maybe one day.
All right, make sure you go jump onto Tripadil there, and Val, you might be on your way to the Caribbean. We'll catch you next time on The Bowl Show. The Bowl Show would not be possible without the generous support of Tripadil. Check out their tour and cruise packages to amazing destinations like Asia, Europe, Antarctica and more. Head to tripadil.com.au. Drink wise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. OMF. Sleep deeper, recover faster, perform stronger, wake up refreshed, energised and ready to dominate every game. Audica. Your hearing is our expertise. Right at home. The right care right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Titanium Caravans. Service your caravan with the industry leaders Titanium Caravans. Aero Bowls, the same line every time. And of course, Bowls Australia.